about make the whatever it is, hour and a half, 2 hour journey to the Indiana farm. That'll probably be at least 2 hours because we are going deep in the bottoms for our first field. Hopefully we find dry corn over there. We'll be very surprised and disappointed if we don't. I don't think I've ever put the minion on here. Just a random minion. Two local guys. Got a kind of like a play shop back there they do things out of. And yeah, that's where the road meets the main road. So they made a minion. So there's the minion. I have to say, when you gotta make a long drive in the morning on a road where a lot of people head to school and college and everything, junior college, it looks like that behind you. Sure is nice to have that little Swift hitch camera on the back. Well, it's Monday, moving to Indiana, across the Wabash.
Moving at the absolutely worst time, I think. Monday morning, 7 a.m. Boy, Route 1, Bridgeport Blacktop, all really busy. Never thought about that when I should have just moved it yesterday. But anyway, we're on the way over. A lot of corn over here. I think we can pick it all while we're here, probably. Get her done. At least that's what I'm hoping. Time we get it all, the last ought to be getting dried to a little bit of replant.
Bad news. I guess I didn't have a big enough magnet on the camera. I lost it. I stopped and I walked back. Then I turned around and drove back. I don't know where it's at. It's in between those trees back there somewhere though. Everybody sees a yellow Swift hitch camera by East Mount Carmel. That's mine. I have to say, these road tracks are much rougher than a quad track. And that's where I keep looking to see if there's something wrong, a bogey out or something. Or shock on the cab. I don't know. I think maybe they're just rough. Some sod farmers working some dirt. Handy. Nutrient Ag, Toka, Indiana. Got a spreader loaded up. Looks like they're getting ready to spread some. Well, pretty good timing. I don't know if you can see him on the GoPro or not.
Yeah,
there's Dad.
Yeah, I see you there, just right.
Timing worked out pretty good. He's over here, got his head. They got his head moved over, got it on. Now flying down through the field. It's a little ways yet. 5 miles maybe. At the field, unfolding, getting ready to roll. All right, loading the first truck over here. I'm gonna get my weight off of this, and I'm going to take this truck in. Jay's gonna take my place, and I'm going to go make sure the scales are calibrated over here. Got a few guys over here. Got Aaron in the red Kenworth, day cab, and Fred making his harvest debut in the Blue Pete.
Back going again. We got an inch, a tenth, or a couple tenths there at the farm, more than that in Indiana, but it was so dry that it's only dried up pretty good here. I think that was late Thursday, Friday, whenever it rained. Friday, I think. Anyway, we're going now, and we're cutting beans now for a neighbor that can't cut them right now. He's got some issues, some little medical problems, so we're cutting his beans. And we're in a strange field, of course. But thanks to modern technology, it's all on a map. There's an old saltwater kill here, so I'm sure we'll get it. And there's only 70 acres in this field, so it won't take too long.
Here's the main Indiana bin site. I'm gonna pull on these single axle scales and try and get it all calibrated. All right, about to be the first one to dump up here at this location. We're gonna go on the new fast leg. Let's see, set the 7 over here. That's the biggest bin we got, 250,000 bushel. Turn it on, dump just a little bit, and listen, and make sure it falls in the right spot. And let it rip. Get a moisture test, and then I'm gonna have to go get some empty weights off this truck so I can figure out what my net weight is, calibrate off that. Been better if we would have brought a loaded truck to Belgium. Oh well, we'll do it this way. than over here. Shit. It's way up there and down though. We don't go in, we got a problem. Yep. One right front. Now we'll let her rip. Get a sample for moisture. She's dry, 15-1. We'll have to keep an eye on that bin. One load in, only 249 more or so to go. Got my loaded weight 5 times. Now I'm gonna get my empty weight 5 times. Get the average of both those, then find out my net weight, compare that off the auger wagon. Switching trucks with Fred. It was reading just a little high, so I'm gonna calibrate off his while it's right here. It's a little high, then I calibrated and it was a little low. So now I'm on my third truck and third calibration. So hopefully this gets it. I'd rather be a little low than a little high. We'd rather at the end of the year be surprised that, whoa, we got more than we thought we did, than being like, oh, I thought we had more in this. So, but it's still a little too low, so I want it to at least be closer to correct. That's 6 loads in it. Not near out to the side yet. Finally calibrated. It's just a little, the scales are just a little bit lighter than the auger wagon, so we're gonna miss just a little bit. That's the direction. So I'm getting the empty weight on this gray one, just like I did the red. Then I'll be ready to head back and get my spot in the auger wagon. There goes Aaron. Ivers Farms, cutting beans. I got a YouTube channel, check them out.
Well, we're picking corn in Indiana. Today's going good. Got moved over kind of late, and we got the trucks over here and all that. We're still up around 20,000 so far, and corn is real good over here. So far, what we picked, this field's going to be better than it is. What we've picked over home, I think, average. And 680 acres, I believe, in this one field. So, a lot of bushels down there. Corn's dry, it's around 15 or less. Makes harvest go quick when you got a good dry crop.
Well, we got that field done down there, belongs to the neighbor. Heading back home, gonna go down in the prairie, Wolf Prairie. We got quite a bit down there we can do. So we'll be close to home tonight when we quit. Only have 4 to go. David's up in front of me making the turn down our lane. I'm going to wait a minute. Somebody's coming down the road. This is the home stretch for getting back toward the house. Like these header trailers, the back axle steers follows the front pretty well, so you don't have to worry about it cutting a corner. That's nice, it helps a lot. Just now got mine going again. We've had 3 hydraulic hoses leaking. This one, mine leaked enough that it got the PTO control pressure too low, and it was just a fitting that wasn't tight. The other 2 we had, same thing. They can't seem to tighten stuff at the factory. Then his hopper leaked, like ours did last year, because the bolts on the hopper wasn't tight. And there was another thing we had that was loose. Anyway, there's been 5 things that we've had to tighten up, because you can't seem to tighten them at the factory. I guess tightening a bolt or a line has gotten to be a much more difficult job than it used to be. Anyway, that's where we're at. We're going now, thankfully. It's pretty good beans. This is right just the bottom of the hill from the farm, which you cannot see, but I can't see it. Nothing but dust. That's what we look like out here tonight. You can see it's a little bit dusty. It's better than it was earlier. There's a tiny bit of breeze, and there was none. It's kind of unusual for it to pick up at night, but that's what's happened today anyway. We got a little breeze now and blows a little of the dust away, so it's better. David's over there. You can see the lights. We're about to get this 40 done. That'll make a pretty good day for us.
In the middle of this big old 680 acre field. Filling up. We brought the fuel trailer down last night. I am gonna get drone, but not till tomorrow, because that's when 9260 will be here. That's right. Demo 9260 tomorrow. Getting him emptied out. We got some long rows. Luckily we got an irrigation road that goes right through the middle here, where trucks can get out there, so I don't have to run back to the end every time. Getting him emptied out. We're picking along this irrigation. Got all kinds of different irrigations. Move them with your phone. You can move them at the middle. You gotta change directions at the end tower and speed. That's what this one is. So he's empty. We're right over here. Change the directions. So that irrigation will come out of the corn into what we already picked. So we can pick the corn. Find a tire track to walk down is easiest. A lot of this copper leaf came in late. Not hurting anything. It's kind of ugly. So we plant all the way through, then of course the tire runs around and knocks this this path down, which is fine. Want an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs. Tar spot all over. This first year we've had it bad. Had just a little in the past, not much. Alright, come out here. Yep, this is an old school one. It's going the right direction. It'd go that way. We're going that way. Speed's fine. Don't want to get too fast. Get out of alignment. Electric's a lot better about staying in line. Thing about this tar spot is it blows in. Then once it's here, it overwinters in the soil. So it'll be here to stay. Gonna have to keep fungiciding it. That seems to work. People seem to, a lot of people don't like fungicide. Not a lot, a few. Says that, I don't know. I've heard arguments say it's better not to have it because then they'll naturally fight it. But if that's the case, we wouldn't be making money off using fungicide. It evidently does something. If you find something better that works better to make more money off of, we'll do that. It's electric here to turn it on. That's hydraulic out to units. All right, we'll switch on. We want dry, no water. Wash this stuff. Auto should work. Couldn't get to do anything. It's like it's got no power. Yeah, we got our tester on. It's got a blown fuse. I'm gonna go rob one out of another one, so this one will work. It's running. Jay fixed it. It's running.
I didn't fix nothing.
Did you put the fuse in?
Yep.
Yep, you fixed it. And that's the drawback of an electric irrigation. Fuses.
Well, see a light, that's a good sign.
Yep, we're running.
Good deal.
Well, looks like the irrigation made it out of the way. So, time to shut her down.
We are on pretty flat ground here, so the header don't move a lot, but I want to show you it does move some. You can see the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 gauge down there. That's how hard it's on the ground. See, it's bouncing around a little bit. It's coming up and down, but it's keeping pretty much a constant pressure on the ground. Above that, you see a clip key on a little stainless steel piece, and that's moving a little bit. That's the wing floating up and down, that left wing. Got a lot of trash on the front. A lot of leaves left on the beans. In front of us you can barely see the tip, A, B, C, D, but it's covered up in leaves mostly. That's the tip of the header, the knives being pointed down around. We also have the right wing float over here. And there's 3 reels you can see where they come together out there. That's where it flexes, is in there. And the reel stays a set distance from that cutter bar. It never gets closer or farther unless you move it hydraulically and you cannot get the cutter bar into the rig. Which I like that really well. That's, to me, much better than a floating bar.
Well, Tuesday back in Indiana again. 600 some acre field, 670 or 80. Got 204 acres done right now. Everything going good. Reached this oiled my header chain while I was stopped dumping there. On the combine, we got the self-oilers now. On the loading auger, there's 2, and then there's 2 on the right side for clean grain over there. And that helps a lot. Keeps the chains a lot better shape. They make a little bit of a mess, but I can put up a little mess oil on the side of the combine. We'll see how it goes this year, but last year I put that on later in the year and only had to have one chain. So I'm glad we put them on. You just oil them once a day. It is not really enough. So this way this works, it oils those chains every time you fold your auger out. Which I lay mine back out most of the time when I'm dumping on the go, but I'll fold it in and out once in a while just to oil the chains or something. I know the guys cutting beans got them on theirs too, and they think maybe it oils too much, but they take their auger back every time they dump, but you can't adjust it, so they need to adjust them down. Try that. Anyway, that's something we really like, is self-oilers on our combine chains. It's just one less little maintenance thing you have to worry about, oiling the chains every day. It keeps them in better shape and they last a lot longer. About twice as long, looks to me like, on the unloading auger. Well, like we've said before, they're bringing a 9260 tomorrow for a demo for a while. One thing it's not going to have that my 9250's got those is blow off on the stalks. It's going to be a mess because when it's this dry, these chucks will be built up to the window. Won't be able to see the snouts soon. Show you a small demonstration of mine right now. I haven't went maybe around this field and it's built up this bad. Show you how my blow off works. Don't get it completely clean, but it keeps it building way up. Pretty handy. I don't know why manufacturers haven't come up with that yet. A lot of these combines got air compressors on them now. Easy thing to do.
Still marching along. I am going to tell you a bit of a crazy story. Last fall, there was a guy that disappeared down here. His truck was parked right here. His dogs were still here, but he's gone. They still haven't found him. So, here at least put this on here. Anybody seen that dude in the last year? I can't find him. Don't know what happened to him. Put your number there to call. We're like I'm on Unsolved Mysteries, but hopefully, hey, you never know. Figure better put it on here. Hope they find him sometime. I thought I found him once, but it's a different guy.
Very, very dry. Very dry. Hard to see sometimes going into the sun. Yeah, the sun gets down a little lower, it's going to be worse. Cleaned the windows off a little bit ago, about needed again.
And all the leaves. I don't know why there's so many leaves left this year. I mean, we usually have some, but there's a lot more. They kick the road off every once in a while. You can't see the gauges down there because of all the leaves. Gonna have to get one of them blowers like the corn crew's got.
He's folded up, heading in. We'll get that head off, changed over to the 9260 that's here. Start trying it tomorrow. And I'm using the fuel trailers down here to get filled up. I'm under half. Noticing Dad's truck here. Got a little dust on it this morning. Or got a little dust on it today. Guy's moving.
Yeah,
This guy's potato chips in his weight.
yeah. The weight used to be 30 pounds. Now it's 10.
Yeah. He can work back. Moving cuz. Done out 1950. A 1960 demo. The new style tracks. Not longer. It's supposed to be super smooth. Big difference in the inside, 1200 motor on it. This one also has the long auger on it, which is an option. That's super long. Take me a minute. Get all this stuff moved over. Got the corn. We had to run some lines for the corn head, get it hooked up where it works because this is a gearing off. Jerry's mounting the toolbox right now. I think we're about ready to go. About it. Definitely cleaner. Jay don't like the auger.
We don't need that one.
A little overkill.
It is a little overkill.
Me and Jay like our spouts short. And thank God, so do our women. Made the field, got right information. We're on sprayer monitor duty. It looks like it's spreading it all the way out even.
All right, we're here in the new 9260. Got Charlie with me from Case. We're trying to do a yield calibration. Everything looks great on the combine, but we've tried it with just doing a high flow rate, and now we're going to go to the yield and moisture. All right, we're dumping in the wagon to do all of our calibrations. We got the number on the wagon for the weight. We're going to do a new calibration, and we're going to do the first one at a low flow rate. Low flow, and you hit start, and then we got to get our flow in this green arrow. All right, we're on the low flow rate, and we got to keep our target flow right there in the green to do it. Looks like I may have slowed up just a little bit, a little high. It's going to be a pretty low flow rate. Slow down, it's telling me. Slow down. Now we're getting back. Okay, here we go. Okay, we did the low flow. Now we're on the medium flow. Low flow was like 2 miles an hour, and we're 3-4, and we're right in the green. Charlie tells me this is how you do it.
Yep, that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to calibrate.
Okay, staying right in the green, target flow, we got to be in the green. Got 2 monitors in here. So up here is telling our yield. Alright, we're going to do a little medium, then we're going to try high. Hey, Charlie's with me from Case. We got yield monitor fairly close now, may have to tweak it some more, but really nice guy, so it's good to deal with. Now we got it going good here. Corn's still good, of course. I think we're yielding just a little bit too much yet on the yield monitor. That's the only problem we've had. It's a little hard to get the yield monitor. It's easy in the system to do it, but it don't seem to be wanting to make the adjustments we want. I think it's still a little high. Maybe it's more sensitive than the other one was. So we'll tweak it a little as we go, get used to the combine. The major changes in here is the seat inside and the monitors. They got the sensors in the hopper set too low, like they always come from Case. They need raised way up. When that one says full, it needs to be about full. It's got nice cameras, they're working good. So I get to use it for a while. If I got to use it for multiple days, I would change the sensors like we like them, but I probably leave them like he is. See, he likes a little quieter. I don't know. I'm sure it's not. Everything's working right now. want to thank Case for giving us this opportunity to drive this 9260 and see how we like it.
Good morning. Today we're on the Ridge Sims place. This is a new farm to us. We put in a lot of tile after we bought it last year. There's one of the riser pipes. Stop a little erosion. It's always the plan. Keep the soil where we need it. It looks like that was done a good job. Pretty decent beans here. I probably won't set any records, I don't suppose. Showing them right in this spot at 79.
He's having a lot of problem getting the yield monitor calibrated, but I think he finally got it. But one thing I like on this is it must read it more. Because look how little those lines are everywhere with a different reading. Whereas you get, I gotta go back somewhere else. Get over here where the other one went. It's a lot fatter. There we go, there's the side by side. See its difference?
And we're over on the east side of the airport now. Just past the truck there, you can see the runway heading 310 degrees where we're looking. And they are dry enough, down to 9 or 10. There's a lot of late bloomers out there, I guess. A lot of green pods and butter beans. I guess not so many we're going to stop. They don't look that bad in the hopper. And got a call from the shop foreman a while ago down at Case IH, or at least I talked to him, about these deflectors that goes on the back of the combine. And we did mention that on YouTube when we showed them. Those are not available. We're just trying them out. They've only made a few, and we were lucky enough to get one. Well, we're lucky enough to get them for our combine, so 3 of them. And lucky enough that they work very well. But there's no use calling them because you can't get them yet. Maybe by next fall you'll be able to, I don't know. I'm assuming they'll produce them since they work so well. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
On the tracks here a little later, but I think they do ride this a little bit better than the other ones did. So that's a plus. Well, I'm getting a little more familiar with the 9260 monitors. I like this screen here real well. Actually, the 9250 monitors the broken kernels, but it don't show the picture of them. So I kind of like that way. I'm still having a little trouble with my cameras figuring out how to just turn one on when I want it on, but I'll get it. Everything's a little different. I think we got the moisture sensor and the yield monitor fairly close. I believe the yield monitors, I don't know if it's supposed to be different. Maybe it's just because it's a different monitor, but it seems to be more sensitive. Changes more. I don't know if there's anything to that, but that's the way it seems to me. Everything I'm having trouble with on the 9260 is just learn how to do it. Except I don't know if it's got a bad yield monitor. It seems to be definitely more, it changes more than the 9250. I think I got it down where it's calibrated pretty good now. I just had to calibrate it way too many times. It's real easy to do. It just didn't seem like it changed it, but I think maybe now I've got it in pretty good shape. And everything I was having trouble with when the hopper gets 3/4 full, the camera would come on the hopper and stay on till you clicked it off. I found a place in the settings where you could time it out in 2 seconds.
It's so dry, corn's like 13%. It's like a little ball of dust rolling around. Big ball of dust. There goes Jay, he's taking my place. I'm gonna take his truck that I just loaded and head up to the bins, dump it, then go take this to the shed. Sorry, going away there. I'm gonna take this up the shed, then I got a school board meeting tonight. Yeah, so I'll be back in the morning. Well over 100,000 bushel in that bin now. Get over halfway full tomorrow on it.
Harvesting at the airport at night and someone's turned the lights on. You can do that remotely from the plane with the radio. See all the taxiways are blue. Main runway here's all lit up. The red at the end is the real lights. Runway end identification lights. You can see the strobe flashing off there in the distance so people can make an instrument landing when the visibility is not very good. Give you a look at the strobe lights from this end. It's pretty dusty, but it's not hard to see them rascals. They're made to see if it's a little cloudy and you're trying to find the end of the runway. I think the runway lights are pretty cool. Shows the moon, big old moon. I wanted to get out so you get a let her look at that. Dust really messes up the camera here.
Well, it's day 2 of running the 9260 to cases. Been so kind to let us try it for a while. So we like the new model coming out next year. I'm liking the tracks. They're just a little bit smooth than the other tracks, I believe. Not sure, but I definitely like them. So that's good. The 2 monitors, really like that. 1200's been in it. It just took me a while to navigate. Got a couple glitches, which I don't know if it's the monitors or it's me trying to set it up, but I run the gearing off head with this control box right here, and I cannot find a way to get it set up where I can change my deck plates on the move. I have to stop, turn the header off, and then I can adjust them, which that is not good at all. I just hope that's not some safety feature. I wouldn't think so. I think something probably just not set up right in the screen, but I can't find it. And it's new enough that I haven't had anybody else been able to find it either. But I'm sure it's there. So anyway, just little things like that will be straightened out for next year. I do, like I say, love the 2 screens being on. Got this running here like this, showing them my loss and all that. Up there I got my yield or my acre and all that stuff, pound counter. Over there I got my GPS. So, and then you got all kinds of pages. Got a screen here, I can see how much is in the hopper on the camera. One thing, Case puts these hopper sensors on, which I mentioned before. I guess they go on from the factory and they put them way, way too low. We put that top sensor up right underneath the receiver. So when it says it's full, it's almost full. And the other one right below it. The way this is set up from the factory, it just goes off all the time. You're half full, you got a light blinking. So, in case that's one thing you need to change, have them sensors put on the right spot, right underneath, clear as high as you can get that sensor underneath that receiver. That's where we always put them. But, well satisfied with the machine, I'm liking it. Of course, I missed my blow off on the throat. I don't know, I guess I need to start selling them myself for people to put on. Not much good. Sure makes it nice. You just hit that switch, blow that throat. I might add on the running the gearing off cornhead, great cornhead. Case has got a new one, and I would definitely buy one for next year with my new combine, but they don't have it folding. Why would you come out with a 12-row head that don't fold? You got to make it all do anyway. You might as well. I don't understand things like that. I definitely will never buy any cornhead that don't fold in our part of the country. It's just too nice. Been running one since maybe 08 or 9 folds. Sure wouldn't want to go back. Well, I mentioned earlier I couldn't get my deck plates to move on my gearing off cornhead as I was picking. I found a way to fix that. I don't know if it's quite right, but I went to the header over there. And I told it was rigid instead of folding, and now my deck plates will move as I go. It will not fold with the box, but all I gotta do is go back in there and hit folding, and then it will. So something maybe isn't quite set up right, but at least it works. That's a pretty big deal when you're picking in this kind of corn. I got 270 bushel corn, then I got drowned out spot almost, so I got to shut my deck plates up and move them all the time. So it really helps. Well, today I want to thank FS, Wabash Valley Service Company, at Allendale, Illinois. They brought us all lunch. Fine pork chop sandwiches. Yeah, they're good. Get a cookie and chips. So thanks a lot, guys. Trevor brought them out. I'm sure Mike probably cooked them. The whole company did this, so it's a good deal. We appreciate it.
Time to do something we don't have to do on ours. We got those automatic chain oilers. We got those automatic oilers, so we're gonna stop and oil these chains. Something we gotta do, I don't know, at least every other day probably. Keep them from stretching. Those right there, 2 of them. 2 on the other side, 1 on the head. Oil's still another combine. We'll have to do another time. Hard to remember everything when we switch machines over. Glad we're able to get this for several hours. One day, switching everything all around. Demos are great, but they're also a pain if you just got them for a day. But something like this is awesome, getting it this many days for a trial or whatever. See how we like it. About wanting it next year. Did get a video of it starting our irrigation, get out of the way. That's one that was 100% hydraulic that we got switched over so we can move it faster. It's electric, kind of a combo deal. Got a diesel motor there, put a generator on it, so it moves a lot faster now. Which is needed for that one because it's long. It's our biggest one. It covers like 350 acres. Got ways to go to get out of the way. Looks like George is cutting the 35Zs. Those look like those are doing pretty good. Happy about that. You notice I can't see his combine wiggling. The bar's a little thicker. That 700 monitor. For whatever reason. Well, that didn't take long. Sure not as long as it used to. Gotta travel a safe distance. I don't want all that. My filter. That's filthy. Look at it. Dirt everywhere because of it. That 630 acre field's done. Now we're on the 60 acre field. Call it just a ditch separates it. It's all the same spot. But we got the other one done. That feels like an accomplishment. Then we got 10 acres here. This is the second year we farmed it. Well, it said side. Then we had to tear it up, plant flowers, and not enough flowers came up, so we just said forget it. So we planted beans last year, corn this year. So we got 10 acres over there. We just planted the second planting because the river's up when I came down here the first time, and that was too wet, so I had to come back and get it later. So probably get it later. It's a little wetter. Had to be. Anything's wetter than this stuff. Had a couple bolts break on the stock Devastators. Slid it out to where it got into that. Putting those on. Jay just left with a second truck to put on to get a tire fixed. And we're gonna move to somewhere closer because we only got 1 truck driver.
Yep. And I'm watching Reese tighten boats.
Got some different scenery today. That's the bin we've been hauling into. 250,000 bushel bin, according to my counter, we put it 160,000 bushel in it, so 90 to go. We're getting there. We just got 1 truck driver because Jay's getting some flats fixed. We had 2 to go down yesterday. He's getting those fixed, and Aaron's gone. So moved up here to somewhere closer. We will go back down into the deep river bottoms another day when we got more drivers. So plenty of corn to do over here. This thing's like 2,200 acres over here. We've done around 700. So we get done over here in Indiana, we'll be halfway done with corn, but that's gonna be a while.
Well, it's day 3 with the 9260. Everything's going good. I'm getting familiar with the screen now and everything. Sitting here dumping, opening up the field. One thing I'm kind of disappointed in, I wish they would have went to 1 fuel tank or 1 fill anyway. Still got to fill up the fuel in 2 spots. I don't like that. I wish they would have changed that. And they definitely should have put blow off on the throat. I showed them how to do that. Nothing to it. Put it right down there, hook her up, put a solenoid in the pipe. Make it an option. Then they can pay me royalties if they want to. Anyway, combine screens, I'm liking them. I like the seat mainly because you can get to the controls. Here's the controls before they're on the back and you can't get to them. Really like that. And I'm liking the tracks. It's like the whole combine.
Those guys are working. I think that's tube for some drip irrigation, I believe. I'm not for sure. This is melons that they picked earlier this year. You can see they've already ripped the rows where they've been. A lot of manual labor in that. A lot of it around here, especially on the Indiana side. Then there's a prairie between Vincent's and Lawrenceville that we don't farm around. A lot of melons, vegetables through there. Sandy irrigated ground. That's what that likes. Just takes a whole lot of labor. You cover crop fans are gonna love this. There's a spot usually washes like crazy that we sowed with cover crop with the Salford last fall. It held it good. It don't even hardly have a wash there at all. Just a little swell. So I really like how we're doing that, putting that on sulfur just where we need it. Even if it is a little worse, just not having that wash in those spots, it'd be worth taking a yield hit even if there was one.
Just leaving here, Fred Smith, south of Allendale. Got all of it done, but a little bitty patch. I don't remember now what's in that. Over along Route 1, that's where we're headed to. We'll get that done in just no time. Move on to the next spot. Fred's got some concrete piled up here in case he has erosion problems. You can throw that in to help slow it down. Never know when you might need that.
Remember to grab the chain loop today. Car spotted all over. It's restarting his GPS. We're on a different field here where we got this underground irrigation that's also tile. We got these extensions on these right here. Pull that off, keep it down. Then irrigation mode. Take these extensions out. Got my little fifth wheel latch. Fifth wheel hook works good. Sometimes they don't come up real easy. Yeah, there we go. Got a bungee cord here. Take it, hang her up that way. Now she's in drainage mode instead of water mode. That's 2 down and about 58 or so to go.
Well, we're on a place that's new to us. These are our neighbor's beans. And we're trying to help him out a little bit here. And they're pretty good beans. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. And my U-monger is a little bit long. But, I don't know just how long. I need to calibrate it again when I get a good chance to do that. I think I'm a little long, David's a little short. So I guess we're close in the middle. Anyway, it's 6 o'clock. Sun's thinking about getting low in the horizon. There's a few oil wells around here. See the tank batteries there. Some really low electric lines. I do have a copy of the law on my filing cabinet at the shop. Any line that carries electricity has to be 18 feet above ground, and it doesn't matter if it's across farmland or swampland or where it's across, it has to be 18 feet. Most of these oil lines, you're lucky if they're 13 and a half. So these are probably 10 and a half. So we'll have to go around them. Bumper said the lines might be a little low. Can you see that? Well, not a little low, they're a lot low.
I'm still pulling these things. I don't know how many I've done. Several. Jay did 6 of them for me. Getting a few drops on the hood. Rain's getting close. We're gonna try and get 2 more trucks. We'll see. That's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully we don't get rained out all weekend, so there's a Wednesday one. We still got the 9250 for at least 1 more full day, maybe a piece of another day, I'm not sure. So I'll ask Dad some questions. We'll wrap up on that in the next video. So far, so good on the 9260 though. See you next time.